Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Chem Insider. In the previous video, we discussed about the topic of nucleophile, electrophile, and also about the movement of electrons in a given hydrocarbon. Now, I gave you a homework of classifying these particular species into nucleophile and electrophile. So if you have done it, good. If you have any doubt, I'll solve this for you. You can cross-check those answers with your answers. Now, for the first one, HS. Here sulfur always has a lone pair of electron and also it has got a negative charge. Therefore, this is an electrophile. So, those which are a nucleophile, this is a nucleophile. So, those which are nucleophile, I'll be putting a square box over it. And those which are electrophile, I won't be placing, I'll just underline those. So, this will be a nucleophile. And this particular compound, HCHO, this is an electrophile because it is a neutral compound. It is of the form HC double bond O. Since the carbon and oxygen bond is polarized, carbon will be an electrophile in nature. Next, in this particular example of CH3 twice NH, the nitrogen present here will be having a lone pair of electron. So therefore, this particular species will be nucleophile, influenced because of lone pair of electrons present. So water molecule has oxygen with two lone pair of electrons, therefore it is a nucleophile. Alcohol, here we have both electrophile and a nucleophile. Once you break down this particular bond, oxygen forms a negative charge. Okay, it will act as a nucleophile if the bond breaks down. If there is no bond breakdown, then the compound oxygen alcohol will be also acting as a nucleophile because of the presence of lone pair of electron. Next is CH3 CH2 plus charge. This is clearly an electrophile because carbon carrying a positive charge. Cl plus is again an electrophile and C6H5 plus is again an electrophile. Okay, so this is all about the nucleophiles and electrophile examples. Okay, next we'll discuss about electron displacement effects. Next is the fourth important topic of reaction mechanism, that is called electron displacement effect in hydrocarbons. Electron displacement. In the previous video, we discussed about the movement of electrons, right? We did not say what is the reason for those electrons to be moving from one position to the other position. So in this particular video, we discuss about the reasons for that particular movement of electrons, which we have discovered in the three types. That is a movement of pi electrons from one bond to adjacent bond, movement of pi electrons to the adjacent atom, and movement of lone pair of electrons to the adjacent bond. Now, the reason for an electron displacement is whenever you consider an electron being displaced, that clearly influences a polarized species. Okay. So, if you consider for a molecule of CH2 double bond CH, C double bond O. Okay. So let us consider this as a species of molecule CH2 double bond CH, C double bond O and H. Here the pi electrons present over here can be displaced to the carbon atom over there, and this bond of electron will be influenced on the movement of atom. So here we observe two types of movement. One is movement of pi electrons to the adjacent atom. In this case, movement of pi electrons to the, here is movement of pi electrons to the adjacent bond. Here is the movement of pi electrons on the adjacent atom. Therefore, what is the reason for the particular influence of movement? So, this movement of electron or the displacement of electron may be because of three particular reasons. One is it may be because of the influence of atom. It might be because of the influence of atom, or it might be because of influence of a group, influence of neighboring group, or it may be the influence of incoming reagent. Influence of reagent. A particular species of hydrocarbon can change its electron's position because of three different conditions. One, it may be because of the influence of atom present in the species, or it may be because of the neighboring group present in the species, or it may be because of the reagent which is attacking the particular species. So due to these particular three reasons, we will observe a movement of electrons from one particular position to the other position. So depending upon these particular concepts, we classify the electron displacement into four effects. Okay. When you consider for the influence of atom and neighboring group, the displacement of electron will be permanent. Okay. When you consider for the electron displacement because of the influence of atom or of a neighboring group, that particular displacement will be resulting in a permanent polarization. It will be resulting in a permanent polarization of atoms attached to a particular bond. Okay, so there are two types of permanent effect related electron displacement. First one is inductive effect. One is inductive effect, and the second one is resonance effect. Okay, if a given species changes its polarity, if a given species changes its polarity because of the movement of electrons under the influence of atom or a neighboring group present in the particular species itself, then that particular displacement or the polar change will be permanent. And that particular permanent changes will be because of two different types. One is inductive effect and the other one is resonance effect. If you observe the change in polarity of a given species because of the influence of incoming reagent, then that type of effect is called name electromeric effect. It is called the electromeric effect, or it is also called the polarization effect. This particular effect is temporary, okay, whereas the other two are permanent. Electromeric effect is temporary. Now, let us discuss about inductive and resonance effect in this particular video, and we'll discuss electromeric or polarization effect in the next video. So now we'll start with inductive effect. So what do you mean by inductive effect? What do you mean by inductive effect? Resonance, first one is inductive effect. So inductive effect is a type of effect which is observed because of the influence of neighboring atom or group. That is, if you consider for a covalent bond formed between two atoms having different electronegativity. If you consider a covalent bond formed between two atoms of different electronegativity, what we observe is the electron present, the electron which is resulting the covalent bond in a particular species will be directed towards any one of the atom. Like for example, out of CH3 and Cl, Cl being more electronegative, the electrons will be directed towards the chlorine atom. Therefore, the chlorine will be having a slight positive negative charge denoted as delta minus, and the carbon atom will carry a slight positive charge denoted as delta plus, which we know from the polarization effect from the chemical bonding chapter. Now, what happens is, if you have one more carbon attached to the particular methyl group, here we have methyl chloride. If you take ethyl chloride, CH3, CH2Cl, this chlorine atom will be carrying a delta minus charge. This carbon will be carrying a delta plus charge. In this particular carbon atom, we'll be observing certain additional type of inductive effect where these two carbons will have a different electronegativity. Even though both are same carbon atom, but the extent of electronegativity will be slightly variable. Therefore, this carbon will gain two slight delta plus charges, can be also denoted as delta delta plus. Okay, so if we find a delta minus on chlorine atom, first carbon will be carrying of 1 delta plus charge, second carbon will be carrying 2 delta plus charges. If you attach one more carbon to this particular terminal carbon group, then this carbon will be having delta 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 plus. This particular effect is called the inductive effect. Here, the charge induced on the atoms of a covalent bond is because of the influence of neighboring atoms. If more and more CH3 groups are attached to this particular carbon, the induced charge will be more and more higher in these two particular atoms. That is, here we just took carbon being attached with one other carbon. If you increase the more atoms of carbon to it, like for example CH2, CH2, CH3, then if this carbon carries a higher delta plus value, chlorine will be carrying a higher delta minus value. Okay, so here in this case of inductive effect, we observe the neighboring atom or group influencing a charge displacement. So this charge displacement is because of the influence of neighboring atoms or groups present, and this particular charge displacement makes that particular carbon atom to form an electrophile and chlorine atom to form a nucleophile. Okay, this type of effect is called the inductive effect. So based on the ability of the groups, we classify them to electron withdrawing groups and electron donating groups. Like for example, electron withdrawing groups. Examples for electron withdrawing groups are COOR or EOOH, OAC or CN. These are called the electron withdrawing groups. These groups will be removing electrons from the species. And those for the electron donating groups, we can take methyl groups CH3, CH2, CH3, okay. So these are the types of electron withdrawing groups and electron donating, different examples for electron withdrawing groups and electron donating groups. So this is about the inductive effect. Next, we will discuss about resonance effect. Before going to the resonance effect, let us discuss some concepts of resonance structure. Then we can understand the resonance effect quite easily. So now starting with the resonance structure. So what do you mean by resonance structure? So resonance structures are those type of structures which contribute a particular geometry or a structure of a compound which cannot be represented by just one respective structure. Like for example, if you take benzene, which has alternative double bond and single bond, this particular benzene atom, which has carbon-carbon single bond and carbon-carbon double bond. The bond length of carbon-carbon single bond, which we observe in case of normal hydrocarbon, is 159 picometer, and the carbon-carbon double bond in normal hydrocarbons is found to be 134 picometer. Now, if you compare for the bond length of carbon-carbon atoms in benzene group, we should be observing a structure with carbon-carbon bond length of 3 carbon-carbon single with 159 picometer and 3 carbon-carbon double bond with 134 picometer. But the spectrochemical data has showed that benzene ring has 6 carbon-carbon bonds, whose bond length is found to be 139 picometer, which is nothing but the average between 134 and 159. It is somewhere between 134 and 159, clearly indicating that the bonds of particular carbon atoms are not being same in all kinds of respective hydrocarbon. Therefore, Auguste Kekule, scientist named Auguste Kekule, proposed a new structure, that is, benzene compound has double bond and single bond undergoing resonance, which can be represented like this also. This is one type of a structure and this is the another type of a structure, where he said that these two structures are the canonical structure of benzene ring, where the double bonds are undergoing complete delocalization. So whenever you consider for a structure of a molecule which has two different representation, those two representation of a particular structure are called canonical structure or resonance structure. Canonical structures or resonance structure, and the energy of these structures are always less than that of the energy of the actual structure. If you consider this as the actual structure of benzene, these two are called the canonical structure, and the energy of actual structure will be less than that of the energy of the canonical structure. Now if you again consider for one more example of CH3NO2, if you consider for the structure of CH3NO2 molecule which has CH3 and nitrogen in this particular way, okay, the negative charge on this oxygen might be shifted between the nitrogen and other oxygen atom like this, okay. Therefore what we observe is, when you compare for the structure bond length of N double bond O and N single bond O, which is to be separate, but what we have found out was the bond length was just only one type between the oxygen and oxygen atom. Therefore these two structures are called the canonical structure of this type, oxygen, where the negative charge is being in delocalization between the two oxygen atoms. Hence, we consider a new set of structures for a given compound which has to be represented in two different ways, and those two different representation are called the canonical structures or the resonance structure. Okay, so what is a resonance structure? The resonance structures are called the hybrid structure of molecule which can be represented in two or more different ways. And further, the energy of the resonance structures will be greater than that of the energy of actual structure. So, if you draw the energy level diagram for structural energies, if you consider this as the resonance structure of energy of actual structure, and this is somewhat the energy of first structure and the second structure. Let us say this is the first one, the second one. Then the difference between energy of the actual structure and the lowest energy of one of the resonance structure is called the resonance stabilization energy. So if you consider for two resonance structures, one of them will be having slightly lower energy. So the difference between the lowest energy of one of the resonance structure and the energy of the actual structure is called the resonance stabilization energy, which is also called as resonance energy. Okay, so whenever you have a resonance structure with particular energy, when you differentiate those energies with the actual structure, the one which is having a lower resonance energy difference are called the more stable one. Or there is one more criteria for in order to explain the reason for one particular structure being a more stable structure is, first one is, if the given structure has more number of covalent bond, then that particular structure will be said as more stable structure. Like for example, if you consider for acetic acid structure, if you consider for CH2 double bond CH, double bond O, if you consider for the propanol structure over here, this propanol will be undergoing resonance to form three different type of structures, where one resonance of this will indicate CH2 with a positive charge, CH double bond C, one hydrogen over here, and double bond O, O minus. This is one type of structure. Okay. And further, we can observe one more shift in the bonds like this. If the bond just dispenses over here, it will give a different structure like CH2 double bond CH, C O minus, H plus and H. So these are the three structures of propanol. Propane 2 in 1 all. This is propane 2 in 1 all. It has three different structures. Now the one which is more stable among these three structures is that which has a higher number of covalent bond. Or if you come across two structures which have same number of covalent bond, then the structure where we observe the ions being separated, then the structure where the ions being separated, and those where if a charge is present, let us say if there is a presence of positive charge and a negative charge, and if you observe the positive charge on an electronegative atom and a negative charge on an electropositive atom, then that structure will be very less stable. Like for example, if you consider this particular structure, we have oxygen with negative charge and carbon with positive charge. What if you have a structure of type carrying positive charge on oxygen and negative charge on carbon? If you come across a bond, like for example, in this particular case itself, let us say we have a structure of CH2 single bond CH double bond C O plus. In this particular structure, let us say we have a negative charge over here. Now, if the positive charge is present on electronegative element and the negative charge is present on the electropositive element, then that particular species will be the least stable structure. Out of these four structures, the most stable structure is this one. Because this is the first structure. First structure will be the more stable, and the rest of the three least stable will be this, which is carrying positive charge on an electronegative element, negative charge on an electropositive element. If you consider this as a fourth, third, and structure, the fourth structure will be the least stable, and out of these two, the structure which carries the separation in the least order. Now, since there is a negative charge here, positive charge here, this will be the second most stable, which is stable than this one. This will be the order of stability which we observe in case of resonance structure. Okay, so this is all about for today. In the next video, we will discuss about resonance effect, electromagnetic effect. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you have understood these concepts. If you have any doubt, please do comment down below or mail those doubts to me in my mail ID which I have provided in the description box.